Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation, Breaking Barriers for Women in CTE. I'm going to focus on manufacturing and welding today. I work as a metal fabricator, and I've seen firsthand the struggles that females still experience in this heavy male-dominated field. However, I have seen the tide shift, and it gives me hope. I am not currently teaching in a traditional teaching environment, so I chose to explore women in CTE as it hits closest to my own experiences. Some of the barriers that women face in CTE are proper career and course counseling. I believe this needs to start at a junior high level and follow through high school, but unfortunately I still see a lack of proper advising even at a community college level. Women have a lack of role models, mentors, and teachers. And unfortunately, this is a big one. There's still a lot of sex-based harassment and overt discrimination in a CTE program and in the industry itself. There's marginal job placement assistance for women. And with that being said, there's a major concern if you'll even be able to find a good job when you're done with your program. I'm a huge cheerleader of change, and like Albert Einstein says, the measure of intelligence is the ability to change. Some of the strategies I believe that are needed are the following. The first strategy I'd like to talk about is hiring. Districts and schools need to hire more female instructors. Now, I know this has obstacles because of the lack of female CTE teachers and actually CTE teachers in general right now. So I suggest the schools invite special guest speakers from manufacturing and welding companies, hire part-time teachers who still work in the industry they're teaching, and develop mentor programs with teachers being a leader in the program. Encouraging peer support among students is a really big deal. Creating clubs and activities where all students are encouraged to participate and everyone feels welcome is super important. Instructor participation is also a really big deal, and I actually almost think that sometimes it should be required that instructors participate in these activities. These types of activities create lifelong bonds and network opportunities for individuals throughout their career. Networking is a really big deal. I think it's really important for schools and programs to create and maintain relationships with local companies. This will keep as many employment doors open as possible for all students, regardless of gender. Network with other schools and programs. And maintain involvement with outside industry-related clubs, events, and experts. And this one's the one I'm probably most passionate about, is developing comprehensive apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship programs with companies that support and encourage gender equality. I think that this is the future of many CTE programs at a post-secondary level, and I hope to participate in helping programs like this become a reality for the next generation of students. If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. Henry Ford. I believe there is support already available, and there's support that still needs to be developed and rolled out to make these programs more successful. Some of the support that I've seen available already is clubs and informational fairs. I do believe that these clubs and fairs can use some more support from faculty for the programs, specifically for welding and manufacturing. There are tech hire and programs like it for grant programs and job placement programs available, but sometimes the information is really hard to get to. There are limited networking opportunities with outside employers, but it really is up to the teacher on how far they take this. And there are already cohorts within every program. There are some things we could be doing better. Better career counseling and additional training for advisors and teachers, specifically for women in these programs, is super important. School and faculty support for these clubs and networking programs is very important, and access to all students to the grant and job placement programs that are already available. I also believe that training for teachers focusing on equity and inclusion is very important. Funding for apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship programs needs to be established. And the dream, making the giant leap into a new workforce in education partnered with CTE. I believe creating successful apprenticeship programs can be one of the biggest ways to squash gender inequality in schools and workplaces. I believe with programs created to bridge the gap between traditional education and real-world learning that we can encourage not only more women into programs, but open more doors for students that are transgender, students with disabilities, and students who have English language barriers, and many other barriers that they may face. Change is difficult, but as a society, we are forced more than ever to look at education in a way that can empower and foster successful careers for all students, regardless of gender. Amid a major technological advancement in our world, it is time that we make bolder changes in education to support our rapidly changing future. I feel hopeful for the future of women in manufacturing, and I see firsthand the blurring of those supposed gender differences and the acceptance of women in the workplace. It has never been more important for our future to work together as educators and with the front lines of companies that support our industrial world.